Looked away for a bit, didn't think about it. Something caught my eye, then I let it sit. Came back to the same, nothing really moved. Hands still on the spot, like it never knew. No shift, no change, no sign it had been anywhere but here since I last checked in. Tried to lift it once, then I let it stay. Felt like moving it would erase the place. Forgot to move it, left it all this time. Nothing really passed, just a silent line. Forgot to move it, didn't notice when everything stayed still, right where it had been. Pressure almost gone, but it's still in place. Faint against the cold, holding shape in space. Eyes went somewhere else, mine went out of frame. Still it didn't leave, still it stayed the same. Thought I moved before, guess I never did. Just a quiet gap in the way I lived. Checked it once again, same exact position. Nothing marked the time, nothing showed a difference. Could've pulled away, could've let it drop, but it stayed instead right there on the spot. No reason behind, no need to explain, just a missing step I didn't change. Forgot to move it, left it all this time. Nothing really passed, just a silent line. Forgot to move it, didn't notice when everything stayed still, right where it had been. Looked down once more, nothing new to find. Left it where it was, somewhere out of time. Lifted it a bit, barely off the line. Held it for a second, then I set it down. Not a different place, just a little shift. Nothing really changed, still the same as this. Turned it just enough so it felt off-center. Looked at it again, nothing felt better. Tried another way, slid it half an inch. Stopped right where it was, same as where it's been. Moved it for no reason, nothing really changed. Same spot, same line, just a shift in place. Moved it for no reason, still it feels the same. I can't tell at all why I even changed. Pulled it closer once, then I pushed it back. Measured with my eyes, something it might lack. Lines don't line up now, or they never did. I keep checking twice for something that's missed. Paused and let it sit, watched it for a while. Thought I saw a change, but it wasn't real. Moved it back again, almost where before. Slightly off the mark, twice. Moved it for no reason. Nothing really changed. Same spot, same mind. Just a shift in place. Moved it for no reason. Still it feels the same. I can't tell at all why I even changed. Left it where it lands. Didn't fix a thing. Still it sits the same after everything. Moved it once or twice, didn't feel the same. Looked at where it was, then I paused again. Held it in my hand, slightly out of place. Something about it didn't fit the frame. Lined it up again, close to how it sat. Not exactly right, so I pulled it back. Checked it from above, shifted it a bit. Every little move felt the same as this. Put it back again, right where it began. Nothing really changed, still the same as then. Put it back again, tried a different way. Ended up right here anyway. Turned it to the side, then I turned it back. Followed the same lines I had tried to match. Fingers let it go, then I touched again, just to make sure that it was where it's been. Stepped away a bit, looked at it from far. Nothing stood out, nothing felt off mark. Walked a step ahead, then I turned around. Everything the same, nothing new I found. Maybe there's no change, maybe there's no shift. Maybe moving it never really did. No need to adjust, no need to replace. Still I bring it back to the same place. Put it back again, right where it began. Nothing really changed, still the same as then. Put it back again, tried a different way. Ended up right here anyway. Left it where it was, didn't check again. Same exact position, same as it had been. Reached out halfway, stopped before the touch. Hovered for a while, didn't change it much. Looked at where it sat, same as it had been. Pulled my hand back slow, let it stay again. Thought I'd shift it once, just to break the line, but it felt too close to the way it's fun. Held that in my head, stood there for a bit. Nothing really pushed, nothing said to fix. Almost moved it, but I let it stay. Almost changed it, then I walked away. Almost moved traced the edge once without touching down. Kept it in the air just above the ground. Felt the moment pass before it could land. Left it where it was without using hands. Shifted back a step, I still on the same. Everything aligned, nothing out of frame. Turned away once, then I looked again. Still exactly right, just the way it's been. Maybe not tonight, maybe not at all. Nothing pulling in, nothing making call. No need to adjust, no need to improve. Stood there long enough, then I didn't move. Almost moved it, but I let it stay. Almost changed it, then I walked away. Almost moved it, nothing left to prove. Same place, same line, no need to move. Hand dropped to my side, left it as it was. Nothing really changed, just because. Stood there for a while, nothing left to do. Looked at it again, same as every view. Didn't fix a thing, didn't make a move. Just a quiet pause, hanging in the room. Hand dropped to my side, I stayed for a bit. Nothing pulling back, nothing left to shift. Turn without a sound, slowing out of frame. Left it where it was, didn't say a name. Left the room, didn't take a thing. Left it where it was along with everything. Left the room, no reason to stay. Nothing really changed anyway. Door was halfway closed, light stayed in the same line across the floor. Cut the space in place, took another step. Didn't look behind, nothing calling back, nothing left to find. Sound fell out of reach once I moved away. Stillness stayed inside where I used to stay. Kept it as it was, didn't break the frame. Everything remained exactly the same. Maybe I could turn, maybe go back in, but it stayed behind, just the way it's been. No need to return, no need to explain. Left it all untouched, in the same place. Left the room, didn't take a thing. Left it where it was along with everything. behind. Nothing else to prove. Left it where it was, and I left the room. Door closed behind, soft and out of place. Light stayed in the room, cut along the frame. Took a step outside, then I didn't move. Stood there in between, nothing else to do. Walls felt the same, just a different shade. Air a little still, nothing really changed. Heard a distant sound, then it faded out. Everything around settled back to now. Stood in the hallway, didn't go away. Left it in the room, but I didn't change. Stood in the hallway, somewhere in between. Not inside the frame, not outside the scene. Looked down for a bit, watched the floor line split. One side where I was, one I didn't pick. Shifted weight once, then I stayed again. Nothing pulled me through, nothing pulled me in. Time passed a little, hard to say how much. Nothing marked it out, nothing kept in touch. Hands down by my side, still and out of use. Everything the same, nothing left to choose. Could've walked away, could've turned around, but I stayed right here without making sound. No step forward now, no step back again. Just a quiet place held between. Stood in the hallway, didn't go away. Left it in the room, but I didn't change. Stood in the hallway, somewhere in between. Not inside the frame, not outside the scene. Light under the door faded just the same. Stood there for a while, then I stayed again. Stood there long enough, hand back on the door. Pressed it open slow, same as it before. Light fell through again, cut across the floor. Everything unchanged, just like it was before. Stepped inside a bit, paused just past the frame. Air felt just the same, nothing really changed. Looked at where it sat, same exact place. Nothing out of line, nothing to replace. Went back in, nothing really new. Left it how it was, now I'm back here too. Went back in, same as it had been. Didn't fix a thing, still I walked back in. Closed the door halfway, left a line of light. Stood there in the same, quiet as the night. Took another step, then I stopped again. Everything aligned, same as it had been. Eyes moved once across, nothing caught the view. Same still frame again, nothing else to do. Hand down by my side, no need to adjust. Everything remained exactly as it was. Maybe I had left, maybe I just paused. Nothing in between, no break in the cause. No step really changed, no shift in the scene. Just a quiet loop of where I've been. Went back in, nothing really new. Left it how it was, now I'm back here too. Went back in, same as it had been. Didn't fix a thing, still I walked back in. Doors stay slightly open, lights stayed on the floor. Everything the same, just like before. Sat there for a bit, eyes on the same place. Nothing out of line, nothing out of frame. Leaned a little in, just to see it clear, but it looked the same as it did back here. Traced it with my eyes from one side to end. Every single line I had seen again. Thought I missed a part, something left behind, but it stayed the same every single time. Looked at it again, nothing left to find. Same place, same line, same as every time. Looked at it again, didn't change at all. Just the same, still frame held against the wall. Shifted in the seat, changed the angle once. Light fell slightly off, then it settled back. Tried to catch a change, something out of you, but it all returned to the same old view. Hands stayed where they were, didn't reach again. No need to adjust, no need to pretend. Time went somewhere else, hard to measure through. Nothing marked it out, nothing felt new. Maybe I had thought something would appear if I stayed long enough, if I kept it here. But it didn't move and it didn't fade, just a quiet frame that refused to change. Looked at it again, nothing left to find. Same place, same line, same as every time. Looked at it again, didn't change at all. Just the same, still frame held against the wall. Sat there for a while, looking at it then. Held it for too long, eyes on the same line. Nothing left to catch, nothing left to find. Turn my head once, slow and out of frame. Let it fall behind, without saying names. Shifted in the seat, looked at something else. Edges of the room, nothing new to tell. Focus moved aside, but it didn't stay. Kept it out of sight for a little space. Looked away, didn't check again. Left it out of view, where it's always been. Looked away, nothing really changed. Same place, same line, just a different frame. I stayed off it now, fixed on empty space. Nothing held them there, nothing took its place. Heard a quiet sound, then it faded out. Everything returned to a softer doubt. Try to hold the shift, keep it out of sight, but it stayed somewhere just behind the line. Didn't turn back once, let it sit alone. Kept it where it was, just outside the zone. Maybe it will stay out of view this time. Maybe I don't need to trace the line. Nothing pulling back, nothing left to prove. Just a small release in the way I move. Looked away, didn't check again. Left it out of view, where it's always been. Looked away, nothing really changed. Same place, same line, just a different frame. Sat there for a while, eyes off where it was. Left it in the same place I left it from. Kept my eyes away for a little while. Held it off long enough to forget the line. Turned just once again, slow and half in frame. Back to where it was, nothing really changed. Caught it in a glance, didn't hold it there. Just enough to see it was still the same. Looked away again before it could stay. Left it where it was, just like yesterday. Look back once, nothing really new. Same place, same line, same as every view. Looked back once, didn't let it stay. Just a single turn, then I looked away. Sat there in between, not the edge of it, just inside my sight. Then I let it fall back out of the way. Shifted in my seat, kept my focus loose. Didn't follow through, didn't let it root. Left it half behind, half inside my frame. Nothing fully kept, nothing fully changed. Maybe just a check, nothing more than that. Not to bring it close, just to see it flat. No need to return, no need to undo. Just a passing look that I let go through. Look back once, nothing really new. Same place, same line, same as every view. Look back once, didn't let it stay. Just a single turn, then I looked away. Turn back to the front, let it fade again. Kept it out of sight, where it's always been. Sat there for a while, then it slipped my mind. Nothing pulled me back, nothing left behind. Eyes on something else, without trying to. Just a different line, and a different view. Time went by a bit, hard to mark it out. No return to it, no reason to doubt. Hands stay where they were, didn't reach again. No need to adjust, no need to pretend. Stop thinking about it, left it where it was. Didn't check again, just because. Stop thinking about it, nothing called me back. Same place, same line, just not in my head. Shifted in the seat, barely noticed how. Everything the same, just not here right now. Space stayed in the room, unchanged, untouched. But it lost its weight, lost its quiet pull. Looked around once more, nothing caught the frame. No return to it, no familiar shape. Let it sit alone, where it's always been. Out of sight now, out of everything. Maybe it will stay out of mind this way. No need to hold it, no need to replay. Nothing in the air, nothing left to prove. Just a quiet drift in the way I move. Stop thinking about it, left it where it was. Didn't check again, just because. Stop thinking about it, nothing called me back. Same place, same line, just not in my head. Sat there for a bit, then it wasn't there. Not the place itself, just not in my care. eyes moved somewhere else, caught a different line. Didn't look for it, just a shift in time. Nothing pulled me there, nothing made it stay. Still I held it close for a little space. Angle changed a bit, light fell differently. Something in the frame sat more quietly, followed where it led without thinking through. Just a softer edge in a different view. Noticed something else, held it for a bit. Nothing special there, still I stayed with it. Noticed something else, didn't turn it back. Left it where it was, off the same old track. Sat with what I saw, let it fill the room. Nothing in it spoke, nothing had to move. Lines without a name, shapes without a use. Still it stayed with me long enough to choose. Time went on again, hard to measure still. Nothing worked it out, nothing broke the will. Kept my focus there just to let it be. Something not before, something not from me. Maybe it was small, maybe just a shift. Not a change at all, just a passing drift. No need to compare, no need to replace. Just a different line held inside the space. Noticed something else, held it for a bit. Nothing special there, still I stayed with it. Noticed something else, didn't turn it back. Left it where it was, off the same old track. I stayed where they were, and they moved again. Something else replaced what I held back then. Held it for a bit, then I let it go. Didn't keep it long, just a passing flow. Eyes didn't follow when it moved away. Left it in the frame, then it faded out. Nothing in my hands, nothing left to keep. No need to return, no need to repeat. Sat with empty space, let it settle in. No mark on the line where it might have been. Let it pass, didn't hold it there. Came and away like it wasn't there. Let it pass, didn't bring it back. No trace in the room, no need to track. Shifted once again, just to feel the air. Nothing took a shape, nothing stayed there. Time moved quietly through a steady line. Nothing left behind, nothing held in mind. Hands stayed where they were, resting without use. No reach forward now, no need without the pull, just a quiet space, open, still and full. Maybe that's enough, maybe just let go. Nothing more to see, nothing left to know. No need to define, no need to replace, just a passing line through an open space. Let it pass, didn't hold it there, came and went away like it wasn't there. Let it pass, didn't bring it back, no trace in the room, no need to track. Sat there for a while, nothing came to stay, left it all the same, and it passed away. Sat there for a bit, waiting for a thought, something to appear, but it never did. Eyes on empty space, no shape to define, nothing formed at all, nothing crossed my mind. Try to follow through where it used to start, but the line was gone right before the part. No return to it, no familiar trace, just a quiet gap held in the same place. Nothing came to mind, nothing came at all, empty in the frame, nothing left to call. Nothing came to mind, didn't try again, just a silent space settled in my head. Time moved on its own without leaving marks, no sense of before, no sense of a start. Hands stayed where they were, still and out of use, nothing reaching out, nothing left to choose. Looked around once more, nothing stood apart, everything the same, nothing played a part. Sat inside the room without needing more, just a steady state like it was before. Maybe that's enough, maybe that's the end. Nothing more to see, nothing left to bend. No need to define, no need to replace, just a quiet mind in a quiet space. Nothing came to mind, nothing came at all, empty in the frame, nothing left to call. Nothing came to mind, didn't try again, just a silent space settled in my head. Sat there for a while, nothing took its place, left it all the same in an empty space. Sat there without a change, nothing moved at all, same quiet in the room, same still on the wall. No shift in the air, found in between. Everything remained exactly as seen. Didn't try to move, didn't break the line, let it stay the same. Didn't check the time, hands where they had been, eyes without a trace. Nothing asking for, nothing left to place. Stay like that, didn't go away. Nothing in the frame, nothing left to say. Stay like that, no need to adjust. Everything remained quiet as it was. Breath came in and out, slow and without mark. Nothing pulling through, nothing leaving start. Held inside the space, just a steady view. No beginning there, no end to move to. Time passed quietly, hard to tell it did. Nothing marked the shift, nothing changed a bit. Sat there just the same, no reason to move, no return to make. Nothing left to prove. Maybe this is all, maybe this is it. Nothing more to add, nothing left to fit. No need to define, no need to replace. Just a quiet hold in a quiet space. Stay like that, didn't go away. Nothing in the frame, nothing left to say. Stay like that, no need to adjust. Everything remained quiet as it was. Sat there for a while, then I stayed again. Nothing really changed, just the same as then. Sat there for a while, then a little more. Nothing marked the change, nothing kept a score. Light stayed in its place, line stayed on the floor. Everything the same, just like it before. Didn't check the time, didn't count it out. Something moved ahead without any doubt. No clear point between where it used to be. Just a quiet shift I didn't even see. Didn't notice when something passed me by. No before or after, no reason why. Didn't notice when nothing stayed or went. Just a quiet space without an event. Hands stayed in the same place they always were. No return to move, no need to refer. I stayed where they fell, nothing new to find. Just a steady frame held inside my mind. Sound stayed far away, barely reached the room. Everything remained in a softer tune. was slow, maybe just a drift. Nothing pulled it through, nothing made a shift. No start to recall, no end to define. Just a passing state, left without a line. Didn't notice when something passed me by. No before or after, no reason why. Didn't notice when nothing stayed or went. Just a quiet space without an event. Sat there for a while, then it moved again. Never saw it go. Didn't notice when. Light changed slowly, without a sound. Edges of the room turned a softer shade. Nothing really moved, nothing really broke. Just a different tone on the same old place. Window getting pale, lines begin to fade. Night without a mark slipped into the day. Didn't try to sleep, didn't try to stay. Just remained the same as it passed away. Morning came anyway, nothing left to change. Same room, same chair, just a different shade. Morning came anyway, I didn't feel it start. Night went somewhere else without taking part. Hands still where they were, resting without use. Nothing left to hold, nothing left to choose. Eyes on empty space, still without a name. Everything remained almost just the same. Sound returned a bit, far outside the room. Life began again, in a distant tune. I stayed where I was, didn't step outside. Just a quiet shift in the passing light. Maybe that was all, maybe that was it. Nothing left to say, nothing left to fit. No end to recall, no start to define. Just a fading night, lost in early light. Morning came anyway, nothing left to change. Same room, same chair, just a different shade. Morning came anyway, I didn't feel it start. Night went somewhere else without taking part. Sat there for a while, light across the floor. Everything the same, just not night anymore. glass again, with the sleeve I'm in. Clear for just a second, then it clouds again. Nothing really changed, just a blurry view. Outside looks the same, I just can't see through. Traced a line across, watched it disappear, fading as it forms like it's always here. I don't know why I try, I already knew it won't stay clear, no matter what I do. Still fogged up every time I wipe it down. Still fogged up, never really stays around. Still fogged up, I can see it for a while, then it comes back like it always does. Handprint on the glass slowly fades away. Something about that makes me wanna stay. Lights outside are soft shapes I almost know. Everything is there, I just can't get close. Maybe it's the air, maybe it's the room, maybe it's just me standing here too long. Nothing really wrong, nothing really new, just the same old view I'm looking through. Still fogged up every time I wipe it down. Still fogged up, never really stays around. Still fogged up, I can see it for a while, then it comes back like it always does. Wiped it one more time, watched it fade again. Left a mark behind, just to see it end. Still fogged up, still fogged up. Ran my hand across it, nothing left to catch. Surface clear and quiet, no sign of a mark. Went over it again, same empty line. Fingers tracing circles on a space gone dry. Changed the angle slightly, watched it under light. Thought I saw it shift, but it stayed the same. Thumb against the glass, moving side to side, checking every inch of a place already gone. Where it was, I keep going over. Where it was, nothing there to hold. Where it was, still I don't stop and move slow, like it knows the spot. Left a faint streak once, then it faded out. Still I map the shape from what I recall. No line to follow now, no drop to chase, only the habit of that exact place. Might be nothing now. Might have never stayed. Still I check again in the same way. No reason for it, no need to try. Still my hand returns every time. Where it was, I keep going over. Where it was, nothing there to hold. Where it was, still I don't stop. Hand moves slow, like it knows the spot. Ran my hand across it, nothing changed at all. Still I leave it there and go back once more. Stopped halfway through, didn't pull it back. Palm against the glass, no reason for that. Held it for a while, longer than I planned. Nothing in my head, just an open hand. Didn't check the time, didn't look around. Everything stayed still without a sound. Slight pressure left, then it settled down. But I kept it there, flat against the ground. Left it there, didn't move at all. Left it there, waiting for a call. Left it there, nothing changed again. Same spot, same hand, same place I've been. Warmth against the cold, fading bit by bit. Tried to notice it, then I lost the sense. Fingers barely there, resting where they land, not holding anything. Still I let it stand. Shifted once or twice, just to feel the edge. Then it fell back down to the same place again. Eyes went somewhere